sure we're live on YouTube and we're going. Yep. Load. Well, looks like it's live. Yeah, it is live. Oh, good.
We're in.
Awesome. All right. Yeah, we're in. All right, everyone, welcome back to Odys Talks. This show was brought to you by Odys Global, your one-stop marketplace for H domains, websites, as well as several additional services, including topic clusters, 301 redirects, fully managed hosting, EAT audit. You can now also order due diligence as a service. I mean, this means that you can submit whatever domain you consider buying, or website for that matter, from whatever platform, and we'll check it for you for like all of the things that might be fishy on it, in it. Also, you can order. You can buy domains and sites from us in installments. So in case you don't want to or can't buy a particular listing in full at this very moment, you can now do it in parts. Just reach out to us and we'll sort it out for you. Woo! All right. Today I'm joined by an amazing trio. Tim Schmidt and Robert Nixiel are back to the show, and the newcomer of the show, George Blandford of Linkology, is here with us. I'll let you guys introduce yourselves in a moment. If you have any questions for these guys, just make sure to pick their brains like there's no tomorrow, because this might be the only let's say opportunity to do it with three of them in one panel, at least for the time being. All right, guys, why don't you go on and introduce yourselves for those who don't know you or haven't heard about you, or just know just a little bit about you. So, George, since you're a newcomer here,
throw me in the deep end. Okay, so I co-own Linkology, which is a specialist link building agency. The name UK Linkology indicates we only do UK links. Not the case. It's worldwide. We sit on the strategic end. So the first thing you do is a benchmark audit, plenty of analysis and hand-holding throughout the process. So that's it, straightforward, but decent quality end of the link building spectrum. I've been doing it for coming up to 10 years now. So yeah, that's me.
Awesome. Welcome to the show.
Thanks.
Tim Schmidt, owner of Ice Cold Marketing, which has a lot of affiliate sites under its portfolio. I do client work at websiterescue.com and also teach affiliate marketing through the arm of that, Affiliate Rescue. And we've done a lot of stuff with that post-HCU update and are taking on new students every week. I've been doing affiliate marketing 24 years, client most of that time as well. Like I said, I like to grow portfolios of sites, build, scale, and exit over time. As we've all seen, there's a lot of volatility. So sometimes you want to grow things to a point where you want to take some chips off the table. Also, every niche out there has its waves and its runs. I'm sure we'll talk about that. Things get hot and then cool off as the next big thing comes up. So yeah, involved in a lot of different niches right now. But yeah, I've been exclusively working online, making it some way or another since 2001.
Awesome. Roberto.
So hi everyone, I'm Robert. I've been here for 20 years. I like to name myself as a SEO engineer. I play a lot with AI, programmatic SEO technology that can be used for SEO optimization and making things better, faster, and more smart way. I run an agency, Vestigio, which is sort of data science SEO agency. We play with big boys, and if you hit the roof and need to break the roof, next edge, or whatever you struggle with, we can help with it. And yeah, I love SEO. I'm doing for more than half of my life this stuff. So yeah, I saw everything.
How many times did you see SEO dying?
Actually, each year is a new opportunity to die, and I think this year could be quite special one because of the SGE, Search Generative Experience. I'm not sure if SEO is going to die. For sure, it will be changed forever. Even AI already has changed the landscape, and it will be huge shift for sure. So maybe next year, next option to die. And it is how it is, but we are still standing. So yeah.
Awesome. All right. Well then, it's time to get it on.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are live.
So as you might have noticed, everyone watching and listening, today's title of today's episode is SEO culture in a nutshell, and I think the perfect starting point for the conversation would be asking Robert about his last week's Kulturalny SEO. Did I pronounce it right?
Perfect pronunciation, as Polish one.
Conference that was held in Warsaw, and it was, as we discussed off the record, it was the first time it was it had such a major international shift, because previous two editions were more Polish, Poland focused, Polish market focused. That's the word. How was the event from your perspective? What are your main takeaways as an organizer, as a host, and what do you think people?
First of all, my main value was to give Polish community the international perspective. So I invited a lot of international speakers plus international attendees, and I just wanted to give them the opportunity to network, talk to each other, and see different world, because we are in some sort of bubbles. Here's a UK bubble, Polish bubble, other bubbles, and the best value is even when electrons hit each other. So I did it last week in Warsaw. I got great feedback from Polish community that, great ideas, other perspective. I need to maybe open my own business instead of sitting in-house agency, or idea of rank and rent. It's quite clever. Maybe I need to deep dive to it, whatever. But normally, as from Polish, Poland. Sometimes once I got a question in Florida, where is Poland? And I said, Poland is between Germany and Russia. Oh, I know Russia. And now, as from this random country, my Polish community need to go to Chiang Mai, to Vietnam, to different conferences, and I brought it to them to Poland. And for sure, other SEO experts know where Poland is, and it was my big goal. I achieved it, and next year I want to even push it further. And yeah, also as from Polish perspective, Poland is too big to skip, too small to earn, because we are like 40 million people, so it's hard to skip in this sort of country in the center of European Union. But this international perspective for sure will help my community to grow outside of the Poland, which is still good. So next year I invite everybody to Poland. For sure will help a lot. We have a lot of geeks, technical specialists, AI developers in here who can help for sure. And next month in May I'm doing one more event with White Press in Polish mountains. We also we will also bring international speakers, including CMO of Microsoft. So different perspective, but this high level business perspective. And yeah, I truly believe that the community and network in our industry is number one to grow. And as James Dooley said, your network is your net worth. So I want to help with them.
Yeah, absolutely. Totally there with you. One thing I consider very curious and funny, but at the same time, pretty valuable, I'd say, is that when you get all these people together, the
Yeah.
community, let's say on the conferences,
Yeah.
so like, and usually you start off with some, I don't know, pre-event something, dinner, party, whatever, and everyone has fun, and I don't know, they drink beer or vodka or whatever it is, just having fun, going wild. And the next day you have a mastermind, and everyone's like so focused and serious and sharing their thoughts, their perspectives. It's like such a weird and cool, let's say, combination of the two, like, not even lifestyles, like not worlds, just
The thing is, we are working, and we need to say it loud. We are working in the industry of introvert, so this sort of
absolutely.
opportunity is great icebreaker. Just to is your room, sit there. Here is food. Here is a vodka. Here is the music. Whatever. Open yourself to other, and then the magic happen.
Yeah, absolutely. And you guys, Robert and George, you met last year in Tallinn. I was there as well. This is where I met George. And yeah,
You were
it was like
selling.
was pretty cool vibe. George, do you attend many events throughout the year?
Yeah, I tend to go to quite a few events, and the networking part is obviously a big one. I think it's quite nice to have an excuse to go overseas and talk about what you enjoy. But the thing I felt most surprising when I first got into the scene was actually how welcoming everybody was. Because the first time I was sat in a hotel with Craig and Carl and a few other people, and found out there was 7 or 8 other link agency owners all sat around the table. And first of all, I was thinking, oh, need to be careful about what I say and what we share, and it's competitive. And actually, there's enough clients out there for everybody, and everyone approaches things in slightly different ways, and it is a nice community to work within. So that was certainly a big surprise for me. Yes, it's nice to have validation and go on shows and be seen at these events, but actually having experts in your market to lean on is also really good, because none of us know everything, do we? So actually being able to lean on people is really useful. Yeah, I go to a lot of shows. Probably a few too many, but no, I've got a few planned this year. I'm going to go back to Chiang Mai. My business partner's going to Vietnam to hang out with you guys. I'm going to SEO on the beach in about a month and a half's time. I can't pretend that that's proper work. It's basically an all-inclusive beach bar for 3 days, drinks and everything, which is great. But the main ones for learning tend to be Asia based. Chiang Mai was amazing. Yeah, really useful bits on there as well.
Yeah. And Tim, you've been sort of like holding back from events, as you mentioned several times in the previous appearances on the show. Because you were a different focus, and you mentioned that you might start attending some more events starting this year. So did your perspective change, or are you just backing up already?
No, I've always been a big fan of going to multiple events a year. In fact, the last one I went to was, outside of a mastermind, Craig Campbell's event in Vegas last August was a very good one. I went to that, met Kazra and a lot of other Odys mentors there, and had a really good time. That's always a great event. Saw some people I hadn't seen in many years. And then I'm in a private mastermind through OMG Academy with Greg Morrison, my business partner. And, they meet up a few times a year in Florida, which is nice for me because it's right here in my backyard. But yeah, so I'm involved in that one as well. But this year's been just complicated. My son plays like MLS Next soccer, and we're all over the States for that. And it's like, up until recently, it's like every other weekend we're in a hotel somewhere. But he's off to college in a few months. So I'm opening myself back up. I'll be 45 and an empty nester. So the ability to get to Europe and Asia with a lot of you guys' events and mingle with you guys are on the horizon, and I can't wait.
Yeah, it would be terrific to meet you in person.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. So there are these.
One input. I heard it even on my conference after party, and just for reconsideration for the listeners, SEO conferences are great, calm, but please reconsider also new tech conferences like AI, new technology. How can AI be used there is a lot of events right now in this field in the world for sure. Not only SEO conference. Think about new technology and AI machine learning conferences for sure. Name of the game in the future.
Yeah, but there's been I think two or three episodes ago, Alex, the founder of Odys, he mentioned that the EU accepted a new law that that whoever uses AI generated content online has to like market generated by AI. How do you think this might affect like I don't know, everything digital marketing wise, let's say, whether SEO, link building, affiliate marketing, everything. So I don't know if it's gonna get to the US. Probably will at some point, and UK too. But yeah, so in Europe, this is I don't know when they will roll the law out. You know, so it applies to everyone. But I mean, it's already been accepted. So what do you think, guys?
So the thing is, if you connect AI only to content, it's you think like this. And the thing is, you can think a bit bigger and build on top of the technology, even implement automation to your business, build support system, build software, build whatever. So I truly encourage you to not think like AI content now. The whole world is thinking same, think about other perspectives, and that's it. And if you want to focus only on AI content, there is one golden rule. First thing in my rule is let's say query. If somebody is looking for something, it's a query or search demand. There, it should be user, the traffic, and after all, it should be value. If you deliver a value, even using AI, automated content, whatever automation you involve in the process, but at the end of the day, user is happy, user is buying on your website, user is converting somehow, the satisfaction is, let's say, user is satisfied. Who cares? It's about, it's not it's user game. At the end of the day, it's not a random graph from Ahrefs or some sexy search console graph. It's growing, whatever. At the end of the day, it's a user and your client and users bringing money, not fancy graphs or from a programmatic SEO website. That's it. If you implement the extra value at the end of the day, you are good to go.
What do you guys think?
I mean, it all comes down to whether people follow instructions or not. I mean, for the last few years, where Google's come out and told site owners to mark links as sponsored or collaborative, or whatever code they wanted to put on articles, it's whether or not people follow those instructions. And part of that is because obviously Google, of a separate thing, doesn't have the answer to everything. So they're relying on people to signpost that certain things have happened behind the scenes so that machine learning can take place and they can understand what's happened. In terms of people marking their own content as AI generated, or even third-party publishers doing so, I mean, how are they necessarily going to prove it? I think people will probably sit back, carry on doing what they're doing, and just double down on the quality aspects they need to do to make sure that the content is different. I agree with Robert. I don't think AI content at its core is a bad thing. I think it frees you up. It frees resource and time to put that into making your content better. So to go out and find the experience or demonstrate the experience, get the expertise if you don't have it. You need to do, expert outreach is what we're doing at the moment, to find people within certain fields that our clients are in, to collaborate with them, to kind of use their authority to improve how that content lands on these third-party sites. So, if you're working for an online pharmacy, go and find doctors or, physiotherapists or something that can add value there. So I don't think there's a problem with using it. I think you just got to use your time more effectively.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree with that. And I think a lot of it comes down to prompts and stuff like that. But as we know, a lot of the engines are only trained up to a certain point in time, and data changes. So my team is heavily focused on humanly editing content for fact checking. Because, for example, I do a lot of travel. When I review destinations and talk about them, a lot of times COVID-19 comes into the equation, and I'm like, wait, what? That's gone. So no one wants to read about that anymore. Restrictions on COVID and stuff. So yeah, there's a lot of fact checking that has to happen, and I'm a big fan of editing AI. But as George said, it opens up a lot of time for people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Robert. Oh, George, you wanted to add something?
I was just going to say, you basically can't be lazy. Gone are the days where you can write a vacuous article about nothing, stuff a link in from a link building perspective, and just sail it off into the sunset like a vehicle just to acquire that link. Like, content have to educate, inform, entertain, do something. God forbid there's a manual inspection. A human being needs to read it and understand why the link's there in the first place and why the sites are connecting to each other. That's absolute basics. So you just put your time into making sure that what you put out is better, not for the algorithm now, but the one that's coming in 3 years' time. That's the thing. People are making investments, aren't they, all the time?
Yeah.
I can add something, some example. The simplest one, but it will show everything. Let's say this juice is our large language models and algorithm SEO use. This yogurt is Google AI, and we are in a moment where two algorithms and two machines trying to fight each other, and we're trying to outsmart this one, but they have more resources and money. And it's not the name of the game if one algorithm trying to fight other algorithm and be better, because it won't be better in long run. Between these two, which is still the name of the game, should be something extra in the middle, in the user satisfaction signals, expertise, human edited content, better value, and that's it.
Yeah,
it's a top funnel. It's a top funnel that's going to be gone, isn't it? The top of funnel. You kind of initial gentle research, but your comparisons and maybe your bottom of funnel conversion terms, we've still got time, haven't we, to make gains?
Yeah, you're right, and general knowledge.
Yeah,
and you've got to think, so real human beings as well. Like, are they actually going to trust the answer? That's the other thing. You Google something and it spits out a result. Who's just going to sit back and go, yeah, that's fine, that's the truth? Or actually, they might search deeper and follow the links and go through and make sure that the resource they've gathered to come up with that answer is reputable. All those things still need to be there at play, don't they?
Yeah. At the end of the day, people are buying from people, right? So Robert, I really wanted to pick your brain on something you mentioned, like that.
Let's go. I'm
ready. You mentioned that focusing on content, and which is like a huge part of like all things SEO associated, right? Like focusing on content with AI is like thinking very narrow, in a very narrow way. So, and you have to think like wider. What are some of the ways to think like in wider terms when it comes to applying AI to, I don't know, to SEO and business, scaling business, growing business, building business, like on all the different levels?
It's quite a simple one. It's about user micro moments, let's say, on customer journey. And you need to ask yourself why you need the content. For example, for blog posts, whatever, you need it. For category pages in your e-commerce, you need it or not. And if you want to publish content on a category page on your e-commerce, you don't do it for users, you do it only for Google, for being understood that here is winter wheels, and it is a piece of content about winter wheels only for Google to understand this listing. That's it. And if you want to go broad and implement AI, you need to cut all possible micro moments of your users. So you publish in bulk all categories, all attributes, perspective, filters, and all you have in your e-commerce, for example. And then add just a little of content for Google just to understand what the page is about, and that's it. Even if you build the whole structure, internal linking, facet navigation, all stuff, you don't need it, but you can add it, and you can use AI for planning, for attribute extraction, for better product descriptions, for this piece of content just to being understood. And I truly believe we as SEOs need to think about this user micro moment, because they are on a journey of satisfaction. They want to be satisfied because they want to buy your products. So you need to be in each possible micro moment, and you can use AI for it. It's perfect solution. Yeah.
Okay,
Cut the micro moments.
Yeah, but this still sort of like tackles the content side of things, right?
You know, international crowd is a problem for them. International SEOs, they set the equal between SEO and content, and it's not. There is more than piece of long form content on your website. It's a structure, it's a knowledge graph you build, and if you add AI to better describe the knowledge graph, the structure, it's fine. That's it. SEO, it's not content. SEO is building structure for Google to being recognized, proceed, retrieve, and understand. And in each moment of being, understood, retrieved, indexed, you can implement AI.
All right, guys, George and Tim, what are some of the ways you implement like the tech, the AI, LLMs, or any other, let's say, types of machine learning algorithms to your businesses, maybe automation or anything else? I don't want you to like disclose your any like commercial details, commercial secrets. Yeah, just maybe something that you can and might want to share.
It's simple for me. So for me, it's a simple task, right? The bit which you can do with your eyes shut, half asleep. Those are the tasks which you should be looking to automate. I think also when you've got a raft of simple tasks that only fall down due to human error, so making a mistake, not putting a piece of data in a certain column, not being on time with transmitting one piece of work to the next person in the cycle, that's when you need to look to automate it. I don't think anything at the current stage of time that involves interpretation or opinion should be automated. I also think you're kind of working yourself out of a job, aren't you? The benefit is the experience and the ability to make decisions and give guidance at whatever point of the journey you're at. But if it's moving an order from site fulfillment through to content through to dispatch, that should be something that you can automate. On the content side, we made quite good savings with translation. So we've got a few quite big international clients that was just costing us a lot of money. So we were writing it in English, and this is, for the last couple of years, all in English, all writers in-house, graduate level, and then we were then outsourcing that content to either local agency that did Spanish, Italian, French, German, whatever it might be, and they charge you quite a good fee for translating that and giving it back to you. So for us, translation was pretty good. So you can translate it one way and obviously translate it back and make sure that none of the words change in any form, and make sure that there's still local nuances built into the content. So that's been pretty good. And then writer's block. We have clients, they're not on retainer, but they stick around for years, like a long time. And if you've been writing, let's take a subject that is really dry, like casino. And we've got like one big casino client out of all the ones that we've got. And we might do 60 grand's worth of work a month for someone. And you're writing like 100, 200 articles every month for 3 years. Like, how many things can you talk about when it's just one specific subject? So coming up with topic ideas, or alternative inclusions, whatever it might be, different, gathering data together quite quickly, that's quite a nice thing to do at pace. So those are things that have been really transformative in terms of time saving, but we're looking at ways to bundle bits of work and move them along the process. We're going to look at integrating it into a smart client dashboard with like push notifications and things like that, just to speed up the process, so that when we continue to scale, we don't then need to add in 2 more account managers, 3 in dispatch, another, scaling in line with your staff. That's just all about trying to increase profitability without obviously impacting the client. That's the main thing.
Oh, nice. And that sounds like quite a lot. I mean, there are quite a few ways you can like apply the tech to doing work at a link building company agency. We kind of like pivoted towards AI unexpectedly. I think it was I think it was expected to some degree, because I mean it's all over the place. But yeah, I would really want us to move back to SEO culture, so to say. So in the very beginning of our conversation, Robert mentioned that like this is a community of introverts, which is largely true. For example, Nick Altimore of Sir Links-a-Lot, one of the founders and owners of the company. I first personally met him in Chiang Mai in November, and he was saying that he normally doesn't go out in public and like hang out with people. He basically has a life of an hermit, taking care of his fish in fish tanks, tending to his garden, stuff like that, and taking care of his kid as well, but like no, not many public activity. So that it's really, I mean, it's actually like really wonderful that like people who are mostly like secluded in their like homes, let's say, like, because a lot of SEOs are working from home, right? Even if they have companies, agencies, businesses, they still run them from home. That they get together and get to share like this similar like problems, successes, I don't know, maybe some struggles, struggles and pain points, and then just talk it out together. Like let's just be blunt, nerd out completely, I mean, what makes the community that you wherever you end up, like for whether it's like a large scale event or mastermind or whatever, what makes it valuable for you in particular? Like, is it just the vibe of the people? Is it the fact that you can actually like solve some of your like struggles and issues that at least in your head at that point, like, okay, I found that solution, I've been looking for that? Or is it something totally else? Don't be shy.
So first of all, I want to say that of course it's a industry of introvert, but I saw and I see a lot of beautiful journeys. I'm not about myself. For example, I'm about my head of SEO. He came to my company and he was so shy, and he developed himself in the industry from junior SEO specialist or junior SEO up to head of SEO. And this year he's hitting a stage on 2 conferences in Poland. So there's a lot of beautiful stories in the industry. So if you are introvert, or if you are shy, or if you don't feel comfortable in the industry, because we know each other, so it's easy just to hang out, drink beer or whatever. There's a lot of great guys in here, and just come, approach someone, say hi, I don't know, GNT, let's hit the bar, whatever, and it will work. But then the journey will start. You will meet next one, solve your problems. It's a lot of same how to say in English,
mindset.
same mindset, or people have same problems in the journey, like business scaling, planning, SEO, links, content, whatever. But it's already solved. It's on the plate, and you can just get it. But the first thing, you need to just come to somebody or reach out to somebody or just say hi. Because the thing is, I was struggling with it a few years ago. If you just come to the conference, even whatever, and you sit in the corner or sit in a bar and wait, and you are waiting for someone, it won't happen. Is the one thing you need to do at the beginning, and then the journey
Begins.
begins. And yeah, for sure, I saw a lot of beautiful stories and beautiful journeys, beautiful, let's say, self-development stories. My head of SEO is perfect example. He's amazing right now. And if I back to the past right now, like 4 years ago, I met him. I've never said that he will be ahead of SEO, but he is, and he is great.
Awesome, great story. Yeah.
I think there's something to be said about neurodiversity in our industry. I talk about it regularly when I meet up with people, and you look around and you think, actually, these are my people. You know, there's nothing's ever finished, nothing's ever fixed. You've got an endless amount of data that you can dig into, and actually the thing that connects you is the fact that you've got groups of people that are testing different strategies all the time. And it kind of cycles back to what I said at the beginning, where you think people were secretive, but actually sitting in masterminds and sharing pain points like Robert just said, and having 3 or 4 people who are very well established telling you how to get over a problem and sharing their wins and losses is absolutely invaluable. So the masterminds particularly are really, really good. Yeah, I think with the neurodiversity side, people do like working from home. People in SEO like to hyper focus, and we do get tasks that are boring and we leave them to the last minute and then get them done. But find something that we're into, something that's creative potentially, and you just want to get your head down in your office for 3 days. I remember I did an audit for one of these big international clients. It was in 5 languages, and I only speak English. So I ended up doing this huge audit in 5 languages, and I had to translate keywords and pages and all the rest of it. But I got into it. I think I stood up twice in about a day and a half. It just hid away. And actually going to these events is an opportunity to hang out with people who are similar. Otherwise, it can be quite a lonely path, can't it? As a front leader of an agency, especially if you're remote, it's important to do that.
I think it's also interesting, just all the takeaways you get of how people generate revenue online when you go to these events. I mean, to me, it's like people do so many different things, and sometimes it's things you've never heard of, or it's not obvious, especially for myself, like in the affiliate world, I mean, Vlad, I think I talked about this on a past episode. There was someone who was looking for a domain at Odys, and I was helping her out. And I was like, what are you trying to do here? Like, what are you selling? And she was like, I sell Christian coloring books. And I was like, what? And when you think about it, it's such a niche, because I mean, it's obviously a big community, whatever your faith is or whatever you follow, right? There's going to be a following, and obviously with church and everything being so big, there's all these coloring books that she sells, and they could be of, Jesus or Moses or Easter, who knows, right? But think of like her audience, like churches probably just buy these in masses. And the revenue that was shared with me, which I won't repeat, was like mind blowing, So I like going to events and just seeing the way different people's minds think. And, it's like, I've got a portfolio of sites, and I've got a lot of sites that are designed to sell links, which going back, I've been able to build those out and strengthen them with more organic traffic coming to them thanks to AI. In the past, I wouldn't want to pay for more content on a site that's just kind of there and it accepts links, say it's in the legal niche or something. But with AI, I can get an outsourcer and have them work at, any AI platform and generate content pretty easily and keep it fresh and keep it going and growing, which Google likes to see, the constant updates. But yeah, and you'll see people, and I'll tell them, I have some links, and like, what space are you in? And they'll say, and I'm like, whoa, what is that? I always walk away mind blown with the stories of new people and what they do and how they do it. And a lot of people don't always start at that path either. They'll come in as an outsourcer or someone who used to write content for people, and then they start learning the intricacies of SEO. And next thing you know, they got a small agency or they're an affiliate marketer. Some people came from web design. I think that was Kazra's path, actually, right? He was building websites and then kind of backed into SEO, if I'm not mistaken.
Probably.
You were right. He was web developer, yeah.
But yeah, no, the events are always about the people, and like Robert said, you just got to spark up conversations with people. And I've made so many collaborations there, and it's like, sometimes you get into and you start talking to someone, especially an affiliate. People don't like to reveal their niches. But when you start talking to people and your competitors, it's like, well, how could we combine these resources and do it better? So like, that's how I started working with Greg Morrison. We were both in the electronic cigarette niche, and I reached out to him. We were in Kelly Felix's old group, Bring the Fresh. And I told him, you're doing this wrong. You're promoting the wrong companies, and here's why. And he was like, well, can you show me? And I'm like, I did. And he was like, what are your sites? And I'm like, they're these ones. And he's like, wow. And he's like, you know a lot about this space? I was like, yeah, I owned a brand back then in the vapor space. So we started collaborating, and here we are, 13 years later, still doing affiliate stuff together. But it's incredible how you can be competitors and then all of a sudden be like, you know what? Keep your sites, but let's do one together and marry resources, and you can really take over some real estate online.
Yeah.
I have one shout out using your reach to all conference organizers in the world. this year, I implemented, or we introduced the conference app. We gave it to people like 7 days in advance just to register, see who is attending. It's so effective for networking, just to write someone, send a meeting with someone in advance, implement or even just introduce simple WhatsApp group few days before the main event for people just to see people from list, allow them to talk to each other in advance. It's so useful, ice-breaking. It brings the perfect networking for your conference. Please do. I did it. Works like a charm. Please do it, and it will allow newcomers to feel better, and they will get much better value after all. Please do.
Yeah.
Or if you're just attendee, push the organizers to do it. For sure.
Yeah. Another thing about like the things that you guys were saying from a bit different perspectives. All right. Before I continue, Tim has to bail. He's got a pressing issue, and he has to take care of it. So, Tim, thanks for joining. We'll finish this episode without you, but it was a pleasure as always talking to you. And if anyone listening or watching needs assistance, needs Tim's advice, you can book a coaching session with him. There's a link in the description. Just book a coaching session. Yeah. So thanks, Tim.
Thanks for having me. I wish this wasn't pressing. Trust me, I don't want to deal with it, but it is what it is.
Well, life is life. Yeah.
Yeah.
Take care.
George and Robert, pleasure meeting you. Hope to see you guys soon.
Cheers,
Take care.
Be good.
Okay.
Oh no.
Just three of us. George, can you move move a little bit?
I'll lean like this. Okay.
Can you move a little bit to the right? Yeah.
There you go.
This is perfect.
Yeah, better.
This is
Okay.
perfect. Yeah, perfect. So one thing I wanted to mention as well, considering all the things that you said, is that joining events like conferences or masterminds, it's similar. It's pretty much similar to popping a bubble every single time. And I mean, since starting last March, it's been, let me count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's already been 6 conferences for me, and like in different countries. And every single time, I feel like I'm popping my bubble, and my world is becoming wider and wider and wider. And yeah, and the knowledge flow it never stops. Never stops. And like you said, was it Tim, or maybe it was all three of you, but you mentioned it in different aspects. But like talking to some it was you, George, talking to some well-established people that have had like similar issues, or just have a like wider perspectives on things. It's always so mind-blowing in the best sense possible.
It's not just about growing either. It's about like not wasting time or resources, which is cash, right? Because if you we went. I'll be honest. We went through a stage a couple of years ago. I think it was just in the middle of COVID, coming out from COVID, and we grew rapidly. People realised they needed websites, and suddenly they realised that they needed SEO, and one part of it was obviously link building. So we grew fast, and all of our middle managers were asking for headspace. It's something we laugh about now, but they were saying, "Oh, we're so busy, and we need more staff. We need more people." We got bigger and bigger and bigger. We didn't actually grow in terms of profit, but our turnover rocketed and our team count rocketed. And I think what wouldn't have happened had I been on the circuit then, because I would have said this is going on, and I'll say, look, last thing you want to do is scale the staff. You just want to kind of manage what you're doing, outsource bits potentially to partners that might be able to help out. So it's not just the fact that you can make more money and come up with a magical site that's going to generate an income. It'll stop you wasting 6 months and loads of cash. So having a mentor like you have with your program is helpful, but having people that you can reach out to. I mean, I haven't had as much experience as other people in the room, right? But I will still reach out to Carl Roof or Craig Campbell if I'm not sure about something. From building a side affiliate site, I'll be like, this isn't working. What do you think I should do? And they're always happy to help. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The thing we are missing is that you can do everything online. Like, try to reach out to me, to Koray, to Kyle, to Matt Digity, to whatever you name it, whenever you like. But the thing is, probably they won't reply because of ongoing operation, and they are busy guys. I even feel it right now. A lot of people writing me. I don't have time just to respond in proper way
To everyone, yeah.
But the thing is, if you go to the sort of event, they have it in the calendar. They don't have anything else to do. They are here to sit with you and spend time with you. They don't have calls, statuses, operation, whatever. They don't have crying kid. They have time, and normally they don't. It's also the most important thing,
You get a different level of answer as well, don't you? Whilst if it's just like a text answer or an email, it'll be, there you go, there's enough to pacify or satisfy you. Whilst if you're in person, you're bouncing ideas, you get excited about different things. They've got time to sit there and actually explain how to put that piece of advice into practice and what it may look like. It's a much higher quality engagement in person. Absolutely.
Yeah, totally. And if you happen to stumble upon someone like James Dooley and expect to spend a minute or two talking to him, get ready for at least 30 minutes of some very detailed deep dive.
He grounds you, doesn't he? Just quiet man in the corner, and he goes, "Oh, I rent a site for £1,000 a month." You know, okay, so I got 1,000 of them. You're like, "Oh, okay, you're big time." Yeah, James.
Yeah. Absolutely, and it's always the community that is, once again, I mean, as you guys mentioned, that it was you, George, once again, that you were surprised by how welcoming everyone is in the community, right? And it is really surprising, because at first it is very surprising, because what you expect is we're competing in the same in the same market, in the same industry. We're competitors, let's say. But everyone's so we're competitors. So why? Let's drive the growth.
Vlad, the thing is that the cake is so huge that everybody can eat.
Yeah, exactly. Precisely. That was the point I wanted to make, but you did it better. You nailed it. Johannes Faupel in the comments is asking, who of you will be in Tallinn in June? Not Robert.
I will be there.
You will be there.
Yeah. I'm invited.
Oh, really? I probably probably didn't look properly through the speakers list. Awesome. George, you're gonna be there?
I think I will run the queue.
I'm not speaking this time, but I probably will go.
Yeah, and we at Odys are one of the main sponsors. So
this Estonia conference, comparing to other European countries, is one of the best for sure. Of course, excluding Poland, of course. But yeah, it's as from European perspective is the best option to go. Like 1 max 2 hours in Europe just to fly in. Perfect option.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a great place, absolutely. And the event guys are putting together is well. Last year it was the
was
first
brilliant.
event
Yeah,
in
so
Tallinn, and it
professional.
was
Yeah,
so brilliant. Yeah, and
that's
this
the
time
first
they're
time
scaling it up.
it's the first time I spoke, Vlad. I broke my cherry in Estonia, and I walked into a green room. I was having makeup put on me, getting all mic'd up. I was like, "Oh, this is serious. Is this what they're all like?" It's like, no, they're not all like that. It was well done, wasn't it? They did a good job.
Yeah, absolutely. Terrific.
They just need to introduce the networking app. So if Carl or Kyle listen to us, for sure, networking app and give it to people like 7 days in advance for sure, and it will be much better. 100% sure.
Well, I'll let Carl know of your advice, your recommendation. Yeah. And speaking of events, anyone listening is considering fencing the idea of traveling to Saigon next week for SEO Mastery Summit, you should use the link in the description and get a discount for the ticket. So please do that. I think there's still some room, and the event is going to be it's also going to be amazing. I mean, spectacular speakers, great networking events. Yeah, it's going to be good. So make sure to be there if you're still not sure. Yeah. So today looks like we're going to wrap up a bit sooner because everyone's busy, which is absolutely fine. But yeah, it was a great chat, guys. Thanks for joining, for doing this, for finding the time. Robert is, by the way, one of the Odys mentors, and you can book a coaching session with him as well. There's also a link in the description, so check it out. And yeah, just make sure to pick his brain like properly, like prepare for the session. And there's no telling of the ways he can help you, right?
Get your money's worth.
Huh?
Get your money's worth with Robert.
I will show more example with juice and then a yogurt.
Well, that's
Yeah,
effective, right?
To be serious, yeah, I have also Coca-Cola, so more examples.
There's more variability.
Yeah, I just last shout out and just final thought from me. I expect that our landscape will move further because of the search generative experience in following months. So for sure, it's not university grade knowledge. This knowledge is in this masterminds. So if you want to stay on top, for sure, look around. There's a dozen options in Europe, Asia, USA. Yeah.
Yep. All right, guys. See you around at events or online. And yeah, next week we're not going to have a show because I'm going to be in Saigon. But in 2 weeks, I hope to see you here, listening and watching to another episode of Odys Talks. So thanks for joining. Until next time.
Thank you very much.